Hey, what's going on? Thank you for checking out the video. With that, let's get started on checking out the new Agent Spider that just released for Invincible guarding the globe. As of the time of recording this video, the event has been over for about a day now, but I was able to get quite a few copies for him, even getting him up to Legendary Plus. Want to take a quick look. So, Agent Spider, new attack hero for Guardians of the Globe. He is a Earth's Defender, does 20 damage or 20% increased damage to Worlds Beyond characters, but takes 20% more damage from the Criminals characters. He has a speed of medium. His tags are humans, melee, grounded, and last line of defense. And he is a melee character. Now, the interesting part about Agent Spider is that he is actually the fourth last line of defense character that has been in the game. The only other characters being Invincible, Adam Eve, and Omni-Man. So since release of the game, which I want to say has been over a year ago, he is now the fourth one. And that tag will play a factor into his abilities and how you choose to make him, or how you choose to put him in the team. So let's go over his skills. Caught in the web. Agent Spider shoots a web, pulling the farthest enemy towards him, applying a 2-second stun. He then throws a powerful punch, dealing 130% of his base attack damage and slightly pushing the enemy. This ability is ready to use at the start of the battle. Okay, so at the very start of the battle, he'll immediately pull in the farthest target away, which could be anything from a universe, robot, maybe an Adam Eve, Doc Seismic, characters like that that you would most likely see in rank. So this is a very good ability. Off rip, 2-second stun with 130% of his base attack damage. Sticking together, his second ability. If there's any last line of defense heroes on the team, the team's critical chance is increased by 5%. Now that doesn't sound like much, but if you get it to at least level 5, it shoots up to a 13%, and critical damage is increased by 10%. You go to 20, it's even bigger. 20% crit chance boost, plus a 20% crit damage boost. So it's a pretty good ability. Now, the thing with the last line of defense, like I said, there's only 3 other ones. So you'd have to put him on a team with Invincible, Omni-Man, Adam Eve. Not all 3 of them, but find a good team with 1 or 2 of them. And I'll go over that towards the end of the video, that I have a team that I've sort of been working on ever since I saw this. So let's go on to the third ability. Iraq No More. Whenever an enemy gets stunned, he fires 2 webs at them, dealing 50% of his base attack damage. His critical damage receives a 12% boost for 2 seconds. Cooldown is 2 seconds. Now this is the interesting part about Agent Spider, because if you remember, his first ability, at the start of a battle, he will stun the farthest enemy, hitting them for 130% and then knocking them back a little bit. So at the very start, not only will they be stunned, they will take 130% damage. Once they get pushed back, he's going to be using his Iraq No More, third ability, shooting 2 extra webs at that stun target. Whenever an enemy gets stunned, he fires 2 webs at them, dealing 50% of his base attack damage. So they will take, theoretically, 130%, plus his 50, plus another 50, and then his crit chance is boosted for the next 2 seconds. On top of the 5%, if he's with somebody from the last line of defense, he's getting an 18% crit chance boost at the start of battle. And the farthest enemy target is already taking a lot of damage. the moment the battle starts. This, to me, these two abilities combined with somebody on last line of defense with him already makes him a pretty strong character. But let's check out his fourth ability. Attack of the Spider. Every 9 basic attacks, Agent Spider throws a web punch dealing 110% of his critical damage. Additionally, he pushes and stuns a target for 0.5 seconds. So once he's already done this massive combo at the start, by that point he has to get just 9 basic attacks in, stuns them again, 9 basic attacks first. He will then throw a web punch at them for 100%, 10% of his critical damage, then stun them after they've been pushed back. Once that stun happens, he's already launching 2 more webs at him for 50% of his base attack damage. And by that point, if the battle's still going on, so with the 23-second cooldown on his first ability, he's getting this off again. And there's not that much of a delay between attacks that the cooldown for this is only 2 seconds. He'll launch this again. So this is a pretty well-rounded character in terms of his cooldowns are essentially working alongside each other to go off the moment he needs them. Now, this only gets stronger, like I said, if you end up increasing his second ability, Sticking Together, 20% chance. So at the start of battle, let's say you have the second one maxed out. Okay, so for the first one, they would take the damage, and then Arachnomore would happen. So not only would they get, not only going to get a 20% critical damage boost, but it would be added on top of the 12% from Arachnomore, making him have a 32% chance critical damage boosted. But if you level up Arachnomore, it goes up to 30%. So combining these two, if you focus these two, which is sort of what I've been thinking since seeing him, you at the start of battle are granting him a 50% critical damage boost. Just at the start. 50% critical damage boost plus a 20% crit chance boost. He's going to be doing some pretty strong damage at the very start. Now, this is of course if you end up maxing it out. Even if you don't at the very start, he's still doing a lot. He's definitely a character that he's strong at base, but if you put work into him, he, I would say, could be a pretty top tier kind of damage character. But now for the team comp that I was talking about. So obviously you need a last line of defense character to get this boost off. Well, the team comp I've sort of been thinking about doesn't really involve Omni-Man or Invincible, because I couldn't think of one that works for them. And that's sort of just because if you look at my characters here, I'll make a different video about this, but I sort of have a different idea in mind for these two characters. But the character I did think about putting him with is Adam Eve. Now, how would this work? Well, for Adam Eve, she gets a bonus from being with somebody from the team. And if you've been playing Invincible for long enough, you know that the best character to put Adam Eve with is Robot. The two of them combined pretty much have some unmatched healing and can keep a team alive for a very long time. Now, with that being said, healing, well, I think of Immortal. Immortal's, where is it? Shared healing. When an ally gets healed, the Immortal receives 5% of the healing effect with a 5-second cooldown. Essentially, if they're healing the whole team, he's getting 5% of that entire healing. If it's being directed to him, that's even better. But now that makes it 2 Earth Defenders and 2 GDA. So who do I need left? Well, I could go for either GDA or the Earth Defender. But I thought of going Bulletproof. Reason being, Bulletproof needs critical chance increase. Thanks to his, where is it? I believe it is, here it is. Keep up the momentum. His third ability, after performing 7 critical strikes, Bulletproof increases his attack stat by 17% for 3 seconds and becomes immune for 3 seconds. Now, this is the main reason for why I thought of putting him with Bulletproof. Bulletproof is definitely a character that could be, I'd say he's a bit in the middle, but if you put the work into him by increasing his abilities, giving him some really good gear, he could be a pretty solid character, a pretty solid attack character on your team. Now, you start combining, again, you put the work into him, let's say you do, level 10 here, okay, you increase his attack stat by 35%. Up here, I believe, will increase his critical, yeah, here it is. Increasing his own critical damage by 40%. So let's say he's with Agent Spider. If you remember, maxed out Agent Spider's second ability will do 20 and 20. 20% increase on critical chance and 20% increase on critical damage. So if you combine him with Bulletproof, not only will Bulletproof be getting a 40% from his main ability, but on top of the 20 from Agent Spider, making it a 60% critical damage boost. Now, you go to his third ability, he's increasing his attack stat on top of that by 35% once you max it out. And then his final ability, which also increases his own critical chance, if you max it out to 100%, he's getting a 120% critical chance boost with a 60% chance increase to critical damage, along with a, I believe it was 35% attack damage boost. With those combined, I don't see why Bulletproof shouldn't be paired with Agent Spider. I could think of a few other characters, like maybe Omni-Man, who also benefits from a critical damage. Oh, sorry, from critical chance. But other than that, I sort of just picked Bulletproof. And then to sort of, now, I put it into GTA Ops. I think it is under to see the team. But I still think Agent Spider is a pretty solid character. I think he's honestly a very cool looking character as well. Definitely a character I want to put time and effort into. I'll probably showcase him more once I feel like I've geared up his team a little bit more, because the team I put him on is lacking just a little bit of effort. But again, I will go over a video explaining the characters that I've chosen to put on specific teams, mainly because you can see I have every character in the game to at least epic. And that is just because you've been making different teams for GTA Ops. But for now, that's Agent Spider, brand new hero for Invincible guarding the globe. If you enjoyed the video, please let me know by liking, leaving a comment, or subscribing if you want to see more. And with that, adios.